Rob, we're out here on Hollywood Boulevard. You're homeless or domestically challenged.
There you go.
Tell me about it.
Well, I mean, classic stop story. I started off, was working and going to school at Truman College in Chicago. Was doing both. Had a place to stay. Was engaged to be married. Just bought a car. Got hit by a drunk driver one night. This was May of 2000, and kind of went through some financial strain behind that. Matter of fact, my attorney kind of ripped me off a little bit too. But as an end result, I ended up through a progression of losing money, losing funding, and losing going to school, losing my job. I lost everything behind that. I ended up in the streets and haven't been able to recover since. Wow. A couple of times I've been able to rebound a little bit, but for the most part, it's wow. Yeah.
Now, did you first hit the streets in Chicago?
Years ago, yeah.
And then you came here?
Yeah, I've been in California since about 2005, 2006.
Where'd you sleep last night?
Last night, slept down the street.
Outside?
Yeah.
That's no way to live, man.
Well, it's a way of life for some of us. Unfortunately, we're forced to live this way. It's been a crime to do so in this city and county. As a matter of fact, recently I got a ticket for sleeping, which is a little bit absurd for a person who is expressing his involuntary functions. It's ludicrous to charge them by law some monetary funding or some kind of criminal charge for doing something that naturally we're all doing. You know.
You got a ticket for sleeping outside. Mm-hmm. What was the ticket?
That's exactly.
I mean, how much?
I don't know. I'm still contesting it by enforcing them to try to find me for this warrant.
Well, the irony is,
I actually want to see this judge to find out how it's possible that this became a law anywhere in the United States when they proclaim that this is the land of the free.
Good for you. Good for you. I always think it's crazy that the solution to homelessness is criminalization and ticketing them when they don't have income.
Exactly.
That's crazy. So what's your future like?
Well, I don't know. It depends on the rest of the day.
But you still have a smile.
Well, that's important always. It's as long as I keep a positive mental attitude and keep my spirituality in tune to an aspect that I can eventually get away from this, I'll be fine. But I hate to say I'm looking for a handout. I'm not really looking for a handout. I'm looking for a hand up.
Yeah.
I'm tired of sitting on the ground, tired of sleeping on the ground, But at the same time, I don't find it a solution to put somebody in a subsidized housing program and sit them in the middle of the most expensive neighborhood that he can live in. It's just, there's no way to recover. The recidivism rate for homelessness is a phenomenal gesture now. It's to the point that it's almost trendy to just get into social services and start helping people out by giving them socks.
Wow.
No offense, man.
No, I know. I got it. Oh, you're cool, man.
Right on, man.
You're cool. But, there's a lot of truth. The recidivism is huge, man. People are getting put into housing and then they're getting exited, and then people aren't talking about that. We need to, get people into housing so they stay.
Well, I consider it an extremely immoral gesture to financially gain or benefit from someone's ability to eat, sleep, or use the bathroom. I don't think any human being on this planet should be enforced to live that way. I don't care how rich or poor you are. Nobody should deny you a sandwich. Nobody should deny you a shower. I smell like last month. I'm getting tired of it. But at the same time, I know that based on what they proclaim this economy is going through, we're spending money in the wrong spot when it comes down to our government and the government spending. They're spending too much time playing war, and war costs money. War makes money. I'm not into that kind of stuff. I believe in, it's not really a belief, it's just my way of thinking that there should be nothing living that should ever be in any kind of constraint because of human activity. For example, we're sitting right behind you. There's this flashy BMW, but it's spewing all these emissions out that's killing humans, killing other lives, other life or another. We got 3.87 trillion different types of living beings that coexist with us. Now, in order for us to coexist, we have to do exactly that. But we have to start getting rid of all this stone and brick and concrete if we ever plan on living with 3.87 trillion different types of living beings.
You're really educated in all this.
Well, I'm
informed.
I could talk for about 2-3 hours straight on this subject alone. I'm not going to take all your time.
If you had 3 wishes, what would they be?
Well, just those things. Eating, sleeping, and using the bathroom should never be a charge. And if we're going to live in a land of freedom, then I don't think I should have to pay for it. Because if I'm paying for my freedom, then I purchased a lie. And thirdly, when it comes to human nature itself, I would like to see people take Martin Luther King's Jr.'s dream and make it a premonition for a change. You know, that's what I plan to do. I want to make that a premonition and make it a reality. I'm tired of people just dreaming about what they wish they could have. You know, because it's like, you know, even people that go to church, I got somebody gave me a flyer today, and I asked them a question. I says, well, how come preachers don't ever explain to people that if you really want to experience heaven, let's try to make this place heaven now so we don't have to wait till we're dead.
Right.
You know, I want heaven now, so I don't have to wait until I die. So just in case I do die, I don't know I'm dead because I ain't missed a beat. You know, I'm always in bliss.
Right. You know, well, thank you very much for talking to me, man. It's been an honor.